let's talk a little bit of wrestling. You've been watching the shows. You've been watching AEW.
I didn't watch much this week. I don't need to watch AEW because every time I go on Twitter, everybody tells me how great it was.
Right.
I don't need to actually watch it.
Right.
And I love the head-to-head ratings battle when they aren't even going head-to-head, and the numbers are being twisted to prove whatever somebody wants them to prove. I mean, I think AEW is a real good product, and I enjoy watching it, but their self-congratulatory level is off the charts. I mean, let the product speak to yourself. If it's any good, somebody else will say it's any good. And it is good, although eventually they're going to run out of having a surprise every week. That's their booking strategy, is like as many surprises as possible. And,
well, let me give you an example, okay? And I think the one reason me and Konnan have talked about that, I don't know if I've talked about this with you, but Tony Khan likes posting his W's. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars up until the last game had 20 straight losses. Fulham got relegated and everything. So, bro, the guy had nothing to post about. You know, so his only W every week is like the posting these demos, posting these numbers. It's like that. Like he likes posting the W's.
Well, I don't know if you saw what Bischoff said on his podcast.
I saw it. Great clip.
That was brilliant. I mean, and he's right. Like Tony Khan says he's where WCW was in 1996. He's nowhere near where WCW was in 1996. Tony Khan's not done 1/10 of what Eric Bischoff has done in this business. And that's not to say he hasn't done a lot. But Eric Bischoff beat WWE for 83 straight weeks, including 1996, when he was just, raining down fire and brimstone on what appeared to be a collapsing empire. Now, full credit to McMahon. He and his promotion bounced back. But again, the self-congratulatory level with AEW just is vomitous. I mean, I like the product, and I almost hate myself for liking the product because I don't like it as much as they want me to.
Yeah, well, this whole quote unquote war is made wrestling fans even more toxic on social media, which I didn't think was possible. You know what I'm saying? All arguing over like demo numbers. You know, like things that are completely like nobody gives a about. You know, so
and nobody heard of demo numbers back in the original wrestling war in the 90s.
Right.
We didn't talk about that at all, did we?
No, we do. We talked about because 6 minutes. There's like 9 million people watching wrestling,
bro. But you got to remember, Mark, this is truly a generational thing because for us, you got to bust your ass to get us to pop because we've seen so much great content. And they just throw flowers at any little thing they do, no matter how big it is. Yep. These are the kids of the participation, trophies, and let's all have a group hug, and so any little thing, oh yay, so for them, any little thing is a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, right, and what they have too, and this is an axe I grind all the time. They have the support of the pseudo wrestling media, which isn't media at all, which are just fanboy cheerleaders. And everything that they do is validated by them. And I know he's your friend, Konnan. He used to be mine, but Meltzer's the worst of all. I mean, Meltzer has creative input for AEW. He talks to Tony Khan for hours every week. And then after he hangs up the phone, he reports on AEW. He should be recused from writing about them, but it's only wrestling. It's not really journalism, so he can do what he wants.
Well, are you sure of this?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Meltzer consults with Tony Khan. He talks about on his
No, I didn't know that he had creative input on the show.
I was talking to Tony the other day. I was talking. Well, I'm sure he's giving him ideas. He's even admitted
he's at the very least a sounding board.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? And like I have covered hockey for now 42 glorious years. I never had the Penguins coach ask me what lines he should put together.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He doesn't respect your opinion that much.
I don't think he asked anybody.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this: Who, like in hockey, who did you gain like your most knowledge from? Like something like because you learned a lot about hockey over there, but you've had privy to talk to some great hockey minds. Who did you learn about the game from?
Who I've learned the most from is Herb Brooks and Eddie Johnston.
Right.
Wow.
Because Herb was our coach here briefly, and he was a scout for the Penguins for many, many years. And we talked a lot. I mean, I didn't know him when he won the Olympic gold medal, but certainly, actually, Herb's one guy. Here's a great Herb Brooks story. In 2001, Herb called me up, and he said, hey, what do you think of Kevin and Darian Hatcher? Kevin had just played defense for the Penguins for a while. Darian Hatcher, you remember him with the Flyers, the North Stars.
Yeah. The Hatcher brothers, of course.
The Dallas Stars. So I told him a few things that wasn't very complimentary. And then this other writer here, Tom McMillan, who later went on to be the vice president in charge of communications for the Penguins, and he recently retired. He said, I got a call from Herb. He asked me about the Hatcher brothers. And I go, oh, geez, me too. What'd you tell him? And he told him basically the same thing I did, right? So the next thing you know, the Olympic team comes out and the Hatchers aren't on it. They were both supposed to be. So I never took credit for keeping them off the team, but maybe I did.
No, I think the other guy should get the credit.
That's fine by me. I don't want the Hatchers to come looking for me.
This is on the internet now. The Hatchers may come looking for you now.
Yeah.
Off the Olympic, they may, right?
Yeah, but the thing about Herb and EJ was, and EJ was the GM when they drafted Lemieux, and he was the coach before that when I started writing for UPI to cover the Penguins. And EJ was the kind of coach who, if you asked him, he wouldn't just tell you what happened and tell you why it happened.
Right.
And actually, EJ's still around. I talk to him to this day, and he still is a guy I bounce stuff off of when it comes to hockey. So my two biggest influences are probably Herb Brooks and Eddie Johnston.